What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Tomatoes podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm here with my brother Titus, as always.
Hello, everybody.
And today we have a special guest, Patrick Bush from Patman Droneography. He's one of our good friends from way back, and he's just going to talk about his experience with drone flying as a hobby, a side hustle, and we're really excited to get into that with him. But before that, I'd like to ask Ty, how have you been?
I've been doing pretty well. I went full-time at Aldi. I was only part-time before. So that's been, taking up a job's amount of time. But, I mean, other than that, been kind of hanging out, not doing too much. Still planning a wedding, but that's kind of been a little slower right now.
Why is that?
It's just, we got to get we got a lot of the stuff fleshed out, but I mean, really when you're planning a wedding, you get, your invitations, and then you get that dead zone where you have to wait until the next thing that you could do. Like, I can't get my marriage license until a month before. I can't I can't decorate the building until like a day before.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, I kind of have to hang out and wait, and I'm kind of waiting to see for suits, because suits are like, if you want to buy a suit, suits are expensive, but you can always get deals on them. So I'm kind of waiting for like Easter sales or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you already rented a suit for my wedding.
I did.
And those were expensive.
I'm hoping most people can get their suit, like buy their suit if they want to rent, they can too. But I'm going to offer, hey, there's deals on suits if you guys want to pick them up,
Yeah. That's true. It's always good to have one.
Yeah.
Just kind of sitting around. One that fits you too, because I have one from prom. It wasn't tailor-made, but like it fit really well, and now it really doesn't because big boy.
Get the chunk.
Yeah, gotta go to the gym though.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah, I've now drank. This is my third can of Mountain Dew today.
Starting early, I see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got up at like 4:30 when my roommates were going to bed.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't sleep well either, so I needed a lot of caffeine.
I'd say most of what I run off anymore is caffeine.
Yeah.
And maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep, if I'm lucky.
I usually get more sleep than that. But I also only work 20 hours a week, and I'm poor, so I'm trying to figure out how to not be poor and work more than 20 hours.
Well, I mean, you don't want to work 60 hours a week.
No, I don't. So I don't want a full-time job. Like, I have to find a part-time job that will let me have certain days off, which is tougher than finding another full-time job.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, my wedding planning is going okay, considering we're having to pare it down from 150 to 50 to 100 ish. But yeah, now we're getting our reception in a barn so we can have more than 10 people. Because it was going to be at the country club, and they were like, you can only have 10 people. And we're like, we're going to go somewhere else. So we were like contacting the church and like, hey, can we put up a tent afterwards? But then we're like, the church's lawn's going aslant like this. Like,
everybody's going to be dancing.
It's basically 90. No, it's not 90 degrees. It's like 28 degrees, but still, it's a slant. So we decided there was this barn that we could get for like $2,000. So we're like, hey, we're gonna do that.
There you go.
So it worked out.
Cool.
But anyways, without further ado, we're gonna transition into our main episode with Pat from Patman Droneography.
That's some pretty complicated stuff to play. You don't have respective hands?
I do.
You absolute trash. Having a good time. Like, just enjoying myself.
He was like so
Just so fun.
The song sucks.
Yep, that's true.
Welcome, everyone, to the No Tomatoes podcast. With us today is Patrick Bush, who is the owner of Patman Droneography. Oh, he's even got the hoodie and everything.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I love,
That merch.
yeah, I love your slogan to get above the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
You're really on top of those
I'm
like
surprised.
taglines and everything.
I'm surprised I was actually able to come up with that by myself and didn't like Google it.
You hire someone to come up with a slogan. That's funny.
No, if you guys need something, let me know. I think I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But something to do with no tomatoes might be difficult.
Oh yeah. We've put ourselves in a hole with that one. It's a difficult
Yeah, a little
marketing
bit.
campaign.
Yeah. A lot of people like tomatoes.
Yeah. So you live in Battle Creek with Kylie, your wife, and you just got a new baby boy.
Correct.
How old?
Hudson, he's freaking awesome. He's 5 months old and learning new things every day. I'm learning new things every day too with him. So, holy cow! Being a parent is no joke, and I'm only 5 months into it.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, Natalie's trying to talk me into it like as soon as possible, and I'm like, I don't know.
My fiance is trying to do the same thing. She's like, yes, month into marriage. I'm like, no.
Holy cow! How old are you, Titus?
I'm 19 now.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, don't rush it.
Yeah, no, I'm trying not to. She's on a different level there, but I'm trying not to.
Yeah, you'll have to merge your schedules.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's no joke.
Yeah. So
if you enjoy sleep,
right?
Yeah. I've heard though that baby naps are some of the best. Just sleeping on the couch with a baby in your arm.
Oh, it is absolutely until they wake up and wake you up.
Yeah.
But if you're not sleeping, it's great. It is great.
That's funny. So Ty and I know you from Michigan Singers for years and years since we were in youngins in high school and middle school even. But how did you? I forget the history with you and Kylie. How did you guys meet?
So we met at church. Her dad is a pastor. I married the pastor's daughter. But no, I grew up in Midland, and really through music, I was on like the worship team at church and saw her all the time. And we probably met when she was like 10. Okay. And I was always like 4 years older than her or whatever. And then we just kind of grew up and got together, I guess. and then the family, Jeff decided, or I wouldn't say he decided to, but he picked up and moved out here to Battle Creek because he felt the calling to another church. And Kylie and I weren't married at the time, so I basically said, "See you later, Midland. I'm chasing my love." So that's how I ended up here in Battle Creek. Okay. But yeah, there was nothing really in Midland for me anyway. So.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I'm glad I did it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because I saw you. You were originally from Midland. I didn't know that Pastor Jeff was originally from this area as well. Yeah. So that makes sense. That's cool.
He was at Floyd Church of God in Midland. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, now you're at North Avenue with him and Spitters. What's his name? Brian?
Yes, okay. Brian Spitters. He's the youth pastor.
Very cool. He was my camp counselor once. It was fun.
At Warner?
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually texted me today. He's just like, "Hey, do you want to maybe fly the drone for an event that I'm having at the church?" And I was like, "Oh, what? Yeah, what's up? What are you doing?" And he's like, "Well, the kids are having a Nerf battle inside." And I was like, first of all, flying my drone inside is a little bit more difficult. And the last thing that I want to do is fly it around inside with a bunch of kids that have Nerf guns.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah, like that investment was way too much. to be flying around a bunch of kids with Nerf guns.
Oh yeah. So how much does like your drone and all the video equipment cost?
So I'll just tell you. So the drone, I've got about $2,100 in on the drone. And my computer that I use for editing, and that I'm using now that has a freaking 720p camera. For crying out loud, it was $2,300 for this.
Oh man.
I use my phone for to control the drone. It attaches to the controller, so I guess you could count that as a cost. I also use an iPad Pro to edit on the go. So if you add all that up, I'll let you do that.
Yeah, that's wow.
So yeah, the drone is just like, people are like, well, how much does it cost? Oh, that's not bad. It's like, okay, well, you got a drone, great. How are you going to edit the videos?
Right,
like, how are you going to market? How are you going to? There's all these different things that people don't like include in that initial startup cost. But once you get set up, I mean, it's smooth flying.
That's cool. What about the like the licensing for like flying it in areas like certain like cities?
So in order to fly it commercially, a lot of people don't know this. In order to make a dime off of your drone, you have to be FAA Part 107 licensed. So you have to take the Part 107 test through the FAA, which is like you go to a testing center and you take this test that costs $150. If you pass it, your SOL, or if you don't pass it, your SOL, you got to restudy, take it again, and pay that $150 until you actually pass it. And then after that, your name is like entered into this FSIMS website where like all these other droners are, and actual like commercial pilots are all registered. So you could go to this website and search me up and see that I have a Part 107 license. But the biggest thing when I first started flying was just like, oh, I know all these rules and regulations, and it makes me so mad that all of these realtors are just going out and buying like a $200 drone and they're taking photos for houses and they're not licensed, which is like big time illegal.
Yeah,
they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
They're stealing my work. And but now I'm to the point where it's just like, man, I don't even care.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
If you want, like, more power to you.
Yeah. Did you ever like take, because that test requires some study, did you ever take like lessons?
I did. Oh gosh, what was it's like a lifetime membership to, I don't remember what it was called. I could look it up. But yes, I did. I took a class that was $150 for the class, but they always update their content because regulations are always changing, especially in drones, because it's like such a new technology, such a new market. And so I took this class, $150. They walk you through like all these different things that could be on the exam, the airspace, you name it, it's on there.
Yeah.
And the reason that I chose this class was because that they said, if you don't pass it the first try, we'll pay for your second try.
Oh.
So it's kind of like an insurance thing. It's like, I was weighing my options, but a lot of people take it and they pass it first try. But I'm not a great self-studier. Even though I've got a bachelor's degree from an online university.
Oh boy.
But it's better to be safe than sorry. It's a little bit of an investment, but after you get your license and set up your small business, sole proprietorship, it is a tax write-off.
That's good. That's cool.
For licensing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Training and whatnot. And that's another huge thing, was learning about all of these different, like how you have to do your taxes and how to set up your small proprietorship and how to So I mean, there was quite a bit to it. It's not just like going to buy a drone and flying it and making a bunch of money.
Yeah, I know.
But,
The first thing I thought of with the licensing was like there's a guy that went to my school that actually did this online lesson, so he's just putting up the lessons and he's making money without even having to, do anything. I thought that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, heck yeah. So. And I also noticed that like YouTube and the FAA has been like cracking down on people that have drones that use drone footage in their videos. Like they are taking videos down that if you're not an FAA licensed pilot and you are monetized on YouTube, they'll take your video right down.
Well, hey, that's good news for you though.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
And I know like crazy. Canada's taking it even more serious and they're really? Dishing out fines. But that's a whole different ball game there.
Wow.
But I also work in the aerospace field at Parker Hannifin.
Okay.
Flying drones is just like a hobby, my side hustle, really. But yeah, I have a full-time job, so I'm not super dependent on drone work. But I love flying drones and I love making videos and whatnot. So
yeah, your trailer was bomb. I was watching. I was like, hey,
dude, it took me so long to edit. Just like that very first scene where like my logo is stuck on the side of the building and it's like panning around. But anybody could do it. It's just a YouTube video away. Like
right, yeah.
How to map out videos. I don't even know what it was called. 3D map the video. But that's another expense there. Photoshop, Adobe.
Yep.
Yeah. Photoshop is killer.
I got lucky because Natalie has that already. I just steal hers.
Photoshop. If you
Premiere Pro.
Premiere Pro, yeah.
And like that first scene, I had to do an After Effects too. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks. I'm glad you like it. I really like that too. I'm like, man, I got to put that at the end of every video just because I'm so proud of how that turned out.
Yeah.
If you look at it, even like my logo has like, it's like a moving design. So the inside of it's like, it looks like electricity on the inside of my logo. And it seriously took so long just for that one tiny clip.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel with music editing. It's just like, oh my gosh, it takes so long. But,
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I have like, I work with a guy who, I used to be in a band with him as well. And, unfortunately I had to quit because I went back to school and I like didn't really have time for it. Well, just recently he had me, lay down a track on the drums, and export to him as like a MIDI file, and have him do all the editing and everything like that. So man, that's the way to go.
The electronic drums.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That's cool.
And then but stupid, like I don't really have very much music software, I guess, recording software.
Yeah.
So I just use GarageBand, and GarageBand like does not let you export a MIDI track.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's dumb.
It is very dumb. Really it's like locked down.
Wow.
So I just had to send him like the audio file, and he had to work with that.
Yeah. I've done that before. It's not too bad, but it's just an extra step.
I feel bad for him having to master it because it's just like, I don't know what drum sounds you want, like, or what's going to fit in the song. Like, you're pretty limited to what you can do when you're just receiving the file and not the MIDI itself.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there are ways to convert it from audio to MIDI, depending on what kind of software you have, but that's cool. So you said you're at Parker Hannifin for your actual full-time job? What does that entail?
So actually, I just got a promotion, which is pretty sweet. I was a quality data analyst So I do a lot of like spreadsheets, and I'm basically the quality department, and I don't know, pretty much anything else. The millennial that
Millennium.
like, I have this Visio swim lane that I need you to do, and I'll sit through this like big long meeting that's way over my head, and I'll map out a process for them on Visio, or like they have a Microsoft issue, so I'm like doing that. But it's a lot of what I do is like regulations, process control, and stuff like that. But just starting Monday, I got a new job title as a senior quality program coordinator. So I will be doing the same exact thing, basically for the same exact person, just a different pay grade. So,
That's nice.
Yeah,
So
I'm so happy.
so when you run into a problem, you can't say it's above my pay grade anymore.
That is pretty close. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
But absolutely, yeah, because I do say that quite a bit at work. I'll forward that to the engineer. I'll forward that to. But I deal with a lot of customer rejection stuff too. So, and it's pretty cool because I talk to people from like literally all around the world, because we ship parts all around the world, and there's always paperwork issues that need solved. So I'm talking to people from Germany, from Japan, from a lot of Europe customers. So it's pretty cool. Like I was out golfing one time, and I had somebody from Rolls-Royce in like New Zealand call my cell phone for an issue, and I'm just like, man, I do not get paid enough for this.
That's funny. So the company mostly just sells parts.
Yeah, yep, aircraft parts. So our big customers are like Boeing and Airbus, Gulfstream. There isn't a commercial aircraft that you will go get on that does not have a Parker part on it. And there's a good chance when you get on that plane, I signed the airworthiness tag for one of those parts that's on it, because I've been doing it for quite a while now.
If we ever die on an airplane, we know who to blame.
Well, the FAA will come find me.
So, do you operate your drone business exclusively out of Michigan?
Yes and no. It depends on how big the payout is for a job, if I'm going to travel anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be very, very pretty for me to even go down to like Indiana or Ohio, which is only like 2 hours away.
Right.
Like I'll go to Midland, no problem. But I don't know. There's just something about going south for something that I'm like, nah, I'll pass.
Gotcha.
And then you get into like taxes and stuff too, and then you have to
doing the out of
claim
state
you made
revenue.
Money outside the state.
Yeah, that's always a pain.
But I know I'm going to Tennessee in April, and you better believe that I'll have my drone taking pictures and videos for myself and my YouTube page.
Yeah.
But,
that's cool.
Yeah, because the last time I went, I had like my old drone, and it was before I was even like licensed or anything. So I'll be excited to go get some great shots with the Mavic 2 Pro.
What like originally interested you in drone flying?
I used to live in Midland, and my cousins, oh man, this is funny. My cousins and I went and bought like a little tiny drone. It was like, actually, it was about this size. These are like my indoor basement ones. I've got 2 of them.
Nice.
And we just we climb around the basement, and it's fun. My dogs absolutely hate them.
Oh.
But anyway, it was about that size, and it was like $60. And Radio Shack had this thing where if you broke it, lost it, whatever, they would accept your return and give you a brand new one. So we must have been in like no fees, no nothing, like no $12 replacement fee.
Wow.
It was a loophole in there. That's probably why they're out of business, my cousins and I. Because I probably went through like 12 or 13 of those little $60 drones.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so that's what started it, because it was so fun just going out and flying.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like super interested in like flying.
Mm-hmm.
I work in the aerospace industry. Right. I love flying places. Like
mm-hmm.
I've jumped out of planes. Like there's something about being in the air that's just like so incredible. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. That I was just born to be in the air. And it's a very cheap way to be in the air.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
I need to get. I wish those $60 drone loophole was still a thing. I would get some.
Yeah, I know, because it was great because you weren't afraid to crash.
Right? Yeah, you could just. Wow. Yeah.
Like what?
It was like having insurance. But good luck finding a Radio Shack.
Oh yeah. Well, how have you had any difficult customers with your drone flying?
I have had one person that didn't really understand that, like, I can only go so high.
Mm-hmm.
Like 400 feet AGL. That's the max limit for drones. So unless there's, man, it's so hard to talk to people without like over explaining drone regulations.
Right.
But anyways, so for simplicity's sake, 400 AGL is the highest that I can go. And they're like, I want one picture of my 75-acre land from the very top just facing down. Like, well, first of all, there ain't a camera that has that wide of an angle lens to capture all of that from 400 foot.
Yeah.
So, like, and I try to explain that. Like, I'm not going to be able to take a picture straight down of your property like Google Earth. Like, if you want that, go to Google Earth and take a screenshot.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's the only way you're going to do that without hiring an aircraft pilot to fly a plane above your property, tilt his plane 90 degrees and take a picture straight down. Because that's the only way you're going to get that.
Yeah.
Or tie your camera to a balloon and float it up.
Goodbye.
But you better have a real long rope. It's got to go way up there.
Yeah.
But so, like, dealing with customers like that, they're like, don't really understand, or they're like, they want me to do some like crazy shot where I'm like flying through a house and out the door and turning back and around. And it's just like, that's not how it works. I can edit it to make it look like I've got a 3-axis gimbal that I can put my phone or my camera on and like walk around the house and then pan it backwards and then set the drone up to fly outside. Like, but it's not like, people don't understand that there's a lot more going on behind the final video or final photo, or, you know, it's not all one take 99% of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that being said, with like all the stuff you have to think about, you know, the cost beforehand, all of the editing work, you know, all of the other extra things that go into making these drone videos. What do you usually charge?
Well, that's all available on my website. I don't have it memorized.
Oh, that's
because it's not like my main source of income.
Yeah.
But people will be like, they'll first of all, I don't want to say this, but I'll say it. I hate it when customers call me and don't email me, because like I need time to like plan the job. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, I live at XXX and I need photos taken of my house. How much will that cost? I was like, well, I'll call you back in a half an hour because I've got to look up the regulations in that area. I've got to like see if I can even fly.
Right.
And that's another hard thing is people like, especially in Battle Creek, because they're around the KBTL airport. There are areas that you cannot fly without getting permission from the FAA that takes like up to 90 days.
Oh.
And you have to organize it with like the FAA and the air traffic control tower and the fact that the military's here in Battle Creek too. So it's not just like you can answer every question that somebody's got over the phone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll call you back and let you know if I can even fly. So we'll see. I know that's terrible as like a business owner or like customer client relationship, but
yeah,
email me, please.
Yeah,
please
seriously.
Just email me.
Having something in writing too is way nicer, because then if something ever happens, you know.
For sure, yeah, I remember that in my business classes. That's everything. My degree is in business administration, by the way.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, my degree is not. My degree is in hitting things to make noises.
That is fun.
Yeah.
Piano goober.
I have my bachelor's in piano.
Basically.
What is it in? What is
it's technically, let me see. I put it on the wall. Bachelor.
I saw you got it.
Yeah, Bachelor is of Music in Worship Arts. So, but yes, my primary instrument was piano, and I had to do a bunch of classical pieces, which was great.
Oh, man. Yeah, I remember you first starting to play music, and it was just like, it was natural, and it just took off.
Yeah.
So power to you, brother.
Thank you. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to make a business out of it without any of those business classes. So, but
you don't need them. It's all just, maybe just a few of them, actually.
Just a few. I'll go find some online courses.
Yeah, LegalZoom, man.
Well, YouTube.
Yeah,
beautiful.
YouTube. That's it.
YouTube.
Yeah,
it's free.
It's free.
I don't have a whole lot of stuff other than like your connection to the music world. I know you play drums, but you play other instruments too, right?
Guitar, bass, and I major in drums. But yeah, I really like to play. I love to play guitar if I have time to learn the songs, because there's so much more you can do emotionally with a guitar than you can the drums, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
It goes from big man hit with stick to big man play smooth.
Big man play smooth.
Yeah. Big man play smooth.
There's our slogan.
There's our slogan.
Big man play smooth, baby.
Well, thank you, Patrick, for your time. We were talking earlier in the chat about Rocket League. I don't know if you wanted to play that today or a different day.
I'm down, man. Whenever I have been like an addict to it. I got the game from a friend of mine for a wedding present in 2016. And I played it a little bit, never really got into it. Well, over Christmas break, I was hanging out with Jordan, my brother-in-law, a lot. And man, we were just grinding Rocket League, and I got back into it hard. I think I have a super addictive personality, which is a terrible thing to have if you get into like alcohol or whatever.
Right.
So I don't get into alcohol.
Yeah.
But like when the summer comes, I will be like out on the golf course as much as possible, because I get super addicted to sports. Like last winter or the winter before, it was like I bowled all the time, and there was a summer when I did tennis, like got super into tennis, and like ping pong. I got a ping pong table.
Oh, nice.
Dude, ping pong's fun.
We like
I love
ping
ping
pong.
pong.
And like I just get like overly into things. Well, right now during this quarantine winter, I got super into Rocket League. So that is like all that I'm doing. I feel so bad for my poor wife.
Oh man, Ty and I almost tried to. We had a friend think that we could go competitive in Rocket League when it first came out, and we joined some competitive matches, and we're like, we're gonna make some money.
We probably played 3 Rocket League matches together and went, we should go pro.
That is like one of the only games that it was like an entirely new game to anybody because there was nothing like it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not soccer. You're not controlling a person. It's not a first person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just like get on and be naturally good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, we're gonna transition into the debrief section with just Ty and I for a little bit. But if you want to play,
okay, shoot me a text or whatever.
All right. Thanks so much, Pat, for being on. This is the No Tomatoes podcast, and we're gonna transition now into our debrief section.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, that was such a great episode. I'm really excited to play Rocket League now. And if all of you who listen to that rant still don't know what Rocket League is, it's a game where you have cars and you play
Do yourself
soccer.
a favor and play some car soccer.
Play some car soccer, man. But anyways, what was like your favorite takeaway from this episode, Ty?
I didn't know drone flying had so many, nuances, I guess.
Yeah, like the regulations and everything.
I thought it was just kind of like Pat said, go fly your drone, take a picture, and it's good. But he said that, it's illegal. So
yeah, yeah,
probably don't do that. But yeah, no, it was pretty cool to learn, someone that knows a little more about it, being able to tell you what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. It's always like, you think something's really simple, but then you look into it. Like even at grocery stores, you're just putting food on shelves, but you got a process you got to go through, and all this, even like paperwork you got to do for stuff.
Usually you're timed as well at like grocery stores, so there's a lot of different stuff you got to do.
Yeah,
for anything.
That's our lesson of the day. It might seem easy, but it probably isn't. There's probably some bureaucracy involved. The government's going to come for you if you don't do it right.
Also probably true.
Yeah, but we did not do a quote of the day. So you know what? We're going to do it now. And it's just going to be Pat's slogan, which was get above the competition, because I thought it was so good. And that's also going to be our recommendation, is just check out Pat's YouTube channel or his website. Well,
our recommendation can also be be easy on people. All right, be easy.
Be easy,
because it might be harder than you think.
Oh yeah, don't be a jerk, man.
There you go.
Yeah, don't be a jerk, man.
That's my recommendation.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the No Tomatoes podcast. Have a great day.
See you guys.